Hey everyone, this is Louis7, and with the return of the Midsummer Festival for LOTRO in 2021, there are new cosmetic rewards, and that is what I want to look at today. So all the rewards can be found at the regular Midsummer Barterer at the top of Minas Tirith in the Midsummer version, Fredis. So if you talk to her, you can see all the barter options. And one thing that will be useful is a collections panel. For anybody that doesn't know, the default for this is Shift C, and you can look at like cosmetic pets, emotes, even your stable master here, but we are going to focus on the mounts and pets today. And the very first thing to look at is actually some cosmetic pets. So if we go to the cosmetic pets, there are two new pets. There's the chipmunk and silver chipmunk, and to see what they look like, we can go over here. This is the little chipmunk and a little silver version, which is almost an albino whitish looking chipmunk there. One thing to point out with both of these chipmunks is that they say they are available to barter from Celebrier in Rivendell. That is not true. This is from Fredis at Midsummer Minas Tirith. Next up, we do have new mounts and also worsted appearances to go with the new mount. This is going to be the Entwining Blossom. Steed of the Entwining Blossoms. It shows all the options here. You have a comparison headpiece and saddle for the worsted, and then just the plain old steed if you want the steed. So let's go to the mount tab and see what this looks like. So here is the Entwining Blossom steed, and for a brief opinion I have on it is it actually looks pretty nice upon my initial impression. I will say I really like that it's not too busy. It's quite a simple steed, and the comparison part of it isn't all that much, which I usually like in steeds, so that is pretty nice to me. And of course, with this Entwining Blossom steed, there's going to be regular armor to go with it. So if we go to wedding garb, you could also go to just the all tab, and it will be at the top. There's a selection box if you want to get this, but to look at what this actually looks like, I do have my character where he is basically without armor, so we can actually see what this all looks like. And first look at the cloak. That'll give us a look at that. And the cloak and hooded cloak appear to be the same, unless that is some weird bug on my end. But both of them have hooded versions, so we will see if that is actually intended or might be fixed later. But next up, for the actual pieces of this armor set we can look at, we have the tunic, the boots, circlet, mantle, and there is the dress. We'll take a look at the dress in a moment, but if you are using the tunic with all the options, this is all there is. The only thing that is missing is the gloves. The set does not have gloves, but I have to say, if I did not have the hooded cloak version, as I would normally prefer, I have to say it actually looks quite nice overall. And let's go ahead and look on the dress. Even though I am a male high elf here, this is what it will look like for the dress version, which I actually think is not bad for a dress either. Has a pretty neat design to go with it. There is one other set of cosmetics I have to show off, which is going to be some instruments. So let's go to the instruments panel, and this is all the new instruments. Every single one of these, it looks like, is new. So let's go ahead and look at them, because we can look at them cosmetically. I'll go ahead and reset my outfit just so we get a little bit of a better look. And there is a lute. Next up, here is the horn. That is an impressive horn, I must say. There's the clarinet, which, speaking of clarinet, if you haven't seen it, earlier this morning I uploaded a video about that epic clarinet player to check on him in this year's Midsummer. But to get back to the point, let's go ahead and look at the flute, which is pretty similar to the clarinet here. Here's a harp, and that is honestly a tiny harp. Here's a drum. That is a little bit of a boring drum to me, to be honest. I'm a little bit disappointed in that one. Here's the theorbo, and I also quite like that one. Here's the bagpipe. It is, I don't know, also a little bit boring for a bagpipe to me. And here's the cowbell, which is about what you can expect from a cowbell. It's just a little silver cowbell and a little poking stick to go with it. And we still have, there are so many instruments. Here is a pigborn, which I am so unfamiliar with that I called it the wrong name. It is a piggorn, rather. And that is what it looks like. Next up, we do have a mountain harp, and this is not my favorite harp either, but some people might like that style. Here we have a fiddle, which I think looks pretty neat as well. And here's the bassoon. Unfortunately, I do not have the sounds for all these instruments, especially playing a lore master right now, but that is what they all look like. And there are tons of options for you to play some amazing music and heal people or even damage enemies with that, especially if you're playing a minstrel. But just for playing music, even as non-minstrel classes, you still have all these options, especially if you like to take advantage of the music system in LOTRO and play concerts and such like that. You have a lot more options for cosmetics from this festival. Alright, the last set of things I have to show is going to be a couple of fireworks. So just go to the fireworks tab, and the two new ones are the green and white Nifredel fireworks here and the Eleanor fireworks. Unfortunately, I don't yet have my Midsummer tokens for this year, so I cannot actually show those off. But just so you all are aware, there are these two new fireworks, which I am excited to eventually launch at some point in the future. Now there is going to be one more set of rewards that I am not able to show because they are a bunch of housing decorations. There are a lot of new housing decorations that came in this update, and if you go to the housing items tab, it goes all the way down to the silver wedding urn, the small version of that. Everything that and above is going to be new. So just to look at what we have, even if we can't actually see them in the game, we have a stable, a whole Midsummer stable, a little silver pedestal, ornate planter. There is also the ornate L-shaped planter, a box planter, a modest planter there, another modest tiered planter. A lot of planters for your plants here. And then we also have some urns that we already covered in a small version of that. So that is what is new with the housing decorations. And while I cannot show those off, I am guessing the Deco du Milieu housing decoration website will probably have these in the near future if you are interested in what they look like before you decide to purchase them for your house. And with that, that is all I have for this video. Overall, I must say it is always neat getting more cosmetics, especially for what could be considered old festivals. Now that this is the second year of Midsummer, it is neat to at least get new cosmetics, but overall there's just not much there for me. I will say the main thing I would be interested in is the instruments and the Cosmetic Armour sets. I like some of the instruments, but the Cosmetic Armour set, I am not quite sure if it's something for me, but I am sure there are a lot of people who will want that and also want the steed to match. So let me know what you all think of these rewards, and also because this is the first time I've done this type of video at least, in a very long time, please let me know if you enjoyed it or have any feedback, or even would want to see more like this in the future. And as far as this video goes, I hope you all did enjoy it and maybe learned a little bit about the Midsummer Festival in 2021. And if you did, please consider liking and subscribing for more, or becoming a channel member to support the content. And thanks for watching, everyone.